Now let's take a look at how to use the squeak and pick sections on this module. So I'm going to turn off the amp, turn on the squeak, and turn off the pick. I've got this acoustic guitar part because the squeak works really well with recorded acoustics. And when you move your fingers along the strings and you get those slides and squeak sounds, that's what we're going to try and remove. So first, let me play through the guitar part. So you could hear those squeaks over here, this over here, and this. So we don't need to learn an amp noise profile like we did in this section. But we've got these controls over here where we can choose to either use or detect a short squeak or long squeak. I'm going to leave it as short because these are very short moments in the audio. And then you've got a sensitivity dial where you can dial in how sensitive it is that you want to pick up this audio in the part, and then how much you want to reduce it by. There's also this ear icon. So if you select an area and you click on the ear and you preview it, you're just hearing those squeaks. Now we want to get to a point where we're not picking up too much. So I'm going to drop the sensitivity all the way down and bring it back in. That's sounding good. And maybe bring down the reduction. So we're going to preview that. So now let's disable the squeaks only output and preview the section with the settings that we currently have. So I'm going to hit preview. Let's increase that reduction and preview that now. So what we had was this before. And then now, using the squeak parameters. Definitely reducing it. I'm going to push up the sensitivity even more. If you push it up too much, you're getting some weird artifacts there. Another thing I also like to do, as you've seen in previous modules, is select the outputs only, select all the audio with the settings, and then render it. And then we can hear just the squeaks that are happening. So that's great just to hear the squeaks that are happening in that audio piece. I'm going to undo that. I'm happy with the settings at 6.2 with a reduction of 8.6. Maybe I'll just reduce that reduction slightly and the sensitivity. Select it all. Make sure to turn off the output squeaks only and then render it. So now we're left with this. Listening through again, I'm going to undo that and just pull that reduction down slightly and its sensitivity. So you can do slight tweaks and just hear what works for you and sounds natural for the recording. That's sounding great. Now let's move over to the pick section on this module. So with the pick, this is going to reduce that pick attack from your plectrum that's hitting the strings. So you're going to reduce the sort of transients on the pick attack. So for example, you can see there's quite a hard transient here from a pick attack. So let's select that area. We've got it on, and we've got a sensitivity dial and a reduction, plus an attack. So you can think of this as like a compressor where you're reducing that transience of the audio. So I'm going to leave these settings as they are. and I'm going to preview it. Bypass it. Now, let's increase that reduction and increase the attack and preview again. So that has reduced the attack, but you're sort of losing the character of the sound. So I'm going to pull the sensitivity down, the reduction down as well, and reduce that attack. I can also use the output pick only to hear just the pick, and I'm going to preview that. Okay, so let's turn that off and let's preview that. Bypass it, preview it. That's sounding good. So I could select all the audio and process it or render it. And it's going to reduce any hard transients in my acoustic picking on this guitar instrument. So a very powerful module, especially if using acoustic instruments where you're getting these squeaks and hard pick transient attacks from your playing. You can use the squeak section and the pick to reduce those and even it out and have less nuances like this in your performance. Now let's check out some of the other modules in the next video.